Okay, testing, testing. Let's see if the sound is working. All right, how about now? Let me know if the sound is working. I'm glitching over here trying to get things set up. Is it good now? Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Welcome in, everyone. Wow, what an action-packed day. It's a horrible day, but a day of days. And so we're going to be getting into today this breaking news. It's incredible. I know I'm very late with it. I'm not trying to be up to the minute, but I'm trying to be up to the day. And so we're going to look at some things today. You all are going to be extremely disappointed. No matter how you feel about politics, it's an extremely disappointing day. It's a sad day. We have a dead victim, um, an innocent woman, I believe, is dead, and Mr. Trump was nearly killed himself. It was just the grace of God that he wasn't killed. It was it was just something else. So welcome in today. We're going to I'm going to say hello to K West. What's up, K West? Welcome on in. Good to see you. All right, Bobby Smith, hello. And True Justice, hello to you, True Justice. Bobby Smith says it was flesh wound, but there was more than one, in my opinion, meaning someone got away. Okay, no audio. I checked it, so hopefully everyone else is hearing me. Um, so everyone in the viewing audience, please join the chat. It's important that you participate. We don't want you to be left out, but you're welcome to join. I'm just keeping my eye on the breaking news here, so I can keep up to date. But the things already that we know are going to shock you. It's going to be revealing. I have my own thoughts already. Some thoughts coming together. This looks like an organized assassination attempt. I would not be surprised by who's pulling the strings here. Okay, just like JFK in Dallas, I think we have a hitman or a hitman who failed at his job because the wind blew. Okay, the wind blew, or someone, the target moved his head by 1 inch, and the bullet missed by half an inch. Uh, so let's say. Um, okay, welcome in. I have a Prof. The shooter was Antifa. Allegedly, that's what we know now. If that is indeed the shooter, I don't know if we have confirmation yet completely. There are Antifa who are claiming responsibility, who are named. We don't know if it's them. There's also rumor of a Chinese national. We don't know if that's true. We will be finding out, but we definitely have an assassination attempt. Let's not water it down. Let's not try to pretend that it's anything other than an assassination attempt. And it was failed because at the last moment, at the moment the trigger was pulled, Mr. Trump turned his head slightly to the right. And if you go review the footage, you'll see that he ever so slightly for an inch or two moves his head to the right, and the bullet flies right behind him. Welcome in, Mike, with Hunting Evil True Crime. Welcome in, Frenchie 6290. I think that you see that there are people all over the world calling this, admonishing this action, and calling it despicable. It's an act of political violence and hatred. Let's be clear, the media did this. The far left did this. Let's be clear, for years, they have been uh, what's the word? I guess extremizing, is that a word? Creating extremists. Okay, creating extremists. They have been propagandizing and causing people to go to extremes, and this is the result of that. If it's not a direct assassin working for a group, either way, same mission has been accomplished. And yeah, like Tracy Fleetwood is saying, divine intervention is the only thing that kept the bullet out of Mr. Trump's head. We definitely have one in his ear. Okay, we have one that went through his ear, and possibly another in the vest. Appears there may be a bullet hole in the vest. We're not sure yet. Like I said, this is all still breaking. All right. All right. So same Antifa Dan admits was part of. Yeah, we're dealing with extremists, and the media is 100% to blame. 100%. What was I going to name him? The control of the media is pervasive, and it's controlled by the far left. Okay, by the far left, and in my opinion, the media is completely to blame. And if this individual was not a lone wolf, free agent, Antifa, then he is definitely a paid assassin. So in either way, in either instance, yeah, Soros. Thank you, Nancy. I was searching for the name in my brain. The Soros-funded media and political action committees and Antifa and all of these the likes of these people. This is who we're dealing with, and all right. So, but we know one thing. Um, it was a failed assassination attempt. So I think this is a wake up call, not only to Mr. Trump and the Secret Service, who is supposed to be protecting him, but everyone who cares about the freedom in the world and the defeating of anarchy and fascism. Um, we know that that we have an innocent attendee of the rally has been murdered. Rest in peace. And we have injured. We have Mr. Trump with the bullet hole in his ear, and we have the shooter with his head blown off. Thank God. So this is what we're dealing with. All right. And we're going to be looking at the map. I'm going to be showing you where these people were. This shooter should have never been able to be in the position he was in. There was also prior notification. We're going to be looking at all that. Uh, all right. Welcome in, Carol. Um, and as I was saying, you have all the politicians around the world admonishing this act. Uh, However, for years, they've created this extreme feeling of hatred among their followers for this man. And what do they expect? Okay. Okay. So let's see where I want to start today. Just give me one moment as I try to get my bearings. Um, All right, so I guess I'll start this way. Yeah, welcome in, Crystal Blue. This is a wake-up call. Trump is well hated, but innocents were harmed. Trump will be okay, and others will not. Yes, but no one, no one can deny that it could happen again. It could happen again tomorrow. I mean, let's be clear. Okay, so I want you to look up. Okay, I want you to look up here in the circle. You will see the bullet. Okay, if you look closely. Uh, Thankfully, this was being filmed in high definition, and the media company was able to go through and find the the exact second that the bullet was flying behind Mr. Trump's head. Okay, do you see the bullet there? I'm just giving everyone a second to giving everyone a second to see this. That's your bullet. That's your bullet flying behind the head of Mr. Trump there. Okay, that's your bullet, and this is the same bullet that pierced his ear. Okay, so his right ear, at the top of his right ear. So what happened? Imagine, okay, it's his right ear. Imagine he turned to the right at the moment the bullet was fired. He turned to the right. The bullet, which was aiming for here, okay, which was supposed to hit here, a kill shot. Okay, he turned his head to the right, and it pierced the top of the earlobe and is flying here for you, here, right here. Okay, and here you're going to see a Pulitzer Prize winning photo. I mean, I'm sure that this photo right here is going to be one of the most celebrated photos in American history. That's after context, Shibby. That's right after contact. The bullet flew behind his head. And he said that he's already stated that he heard the whizzing of the bullet. Okay. So there you have an incredible photo as the Secret Service was piling on top of Mr. Trump. You have him there being protected by Secret Service as the shooter was being neutralized. Okay, another incredible photo. I mean, this is just photojournalism at its extreme. Yeah, this is once in a lifetime photo here. Okay. That's what that woman was gifted today. If I do put it so crassly, apologize. Yeah, that's incredible photo there. Okay. And here you go. Here's your shooter. This is your rooftop shooter. This is your rooftop shooter here. Okay. Please be forewarned, tonight's show is not for children. All my shows are never for children. Please keep your adults 18 and over only. And anyone under 18, your children, please keep them away from this show. This is not for children. This is the shooter after being neutralized here. Okay. Secret Service assessing his injuries. Yeah. All right. Welcome in Noe Amos and welcome in KO. Good to see you, KO, and everyone who's rolling in. Thank you so much for coming in. But it sort of does appear to be possibly a Chinese national there. We don't know if that's a Chinese or not, but rumor is Chinese. The other rumor is two contenders who are Antifa. So, you know, the fog of war, it's noisy. We don't know yet. There's no confirmation from the law enforcement, as far as I'm aware, as to the identity of the shooter. But there are some contenders that are spreading on social media. So we'll be keeping up with that. All right. Now let's see. See if I can move on here. Okay. He's not Chinese, so Iva Paphos seems to be confident in the identity of the shooter. I'm not confident in the identity of the shooter yet, but I'm still looking for news for confirmation of the identity. All right. Awesome. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, it would make sense it would make sense for us to have an Antifa homegrown terrorist on our hands. All right. I'm going to get me a pair of them gold sneakers. Must be good luck. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we're going to look at some things. Okay, right here, you see the Secret Service sniper here. Okay, on the roof, and you see Trump. Okay, now pay attention to the colors. Uh, it says orange is Trump, pink are the shots headed toward Trump, dark blue is Secret Service location. Okay, baby blue or the Secret Service direction of shots. Okay, here, let's skip ahead to this one. Let's see. Uh-oh, did I leave one out? Oh man. Okay, hold on. I left out the most important one. I mean, I was somehow failed to leave that out. Well, it's worth doing, so give me a moment. Uh, I messed up here, so keep looking at that and ingrain it into your memory here. This is important, so it's worth getting for you. Okay, so here we go. I'll get it to the computer. All right, now let's get it like this, and then let's send it over to the computer. Apologize for the lack of professionalism here. That's what we got. All right. Let's say save it to the computer. Okay, now we'll get it up here. Let's pull up this particular photo because it's very important. Okay. Let's see, here we go. Oh yeah, here we go. It's coming. All right, try to pull it up for you. So pay attention to the colors. Like I said, orange is Trump. Purple are the shots headed towards Trump, or pink. Blue is Secret Service. Baby blue, or teal, is the direction of the shot. Okay, so here you go. So in the orange square, once again labeled, is Trump here in the orange square. The white rooftop here is Secret Service in the blue square. And in the red, tiny red square at the top center of your screen is your shooter. So someone tell me, why was that area there not covered? Why was that area not covered there at the top center? Why was that not covered by Secret Service to ensure there was not a sniper up there? Because guess what? We had a sniper up there. We had a sniper up there. Okay? We had a sniper allowed to be up there. Not only that, there was forewarning. Okay, there was forewarning. So that's your setup there. Okay. So Secret Service was well positioned to take shots, as you see. However, they were not well covering those rooftops over at the top center of your screen. Okay. So let's get back to this. Okay. This is just another shot of your setup. Okay. Different angle here. I've given you several angles. Okay. Um, so how easy is it to get onto these roofs? Look at where it says shooter's location with the arrow. Okay. These are industrial type buildings. We're looking at approximately 200 yards, I believe, but I'm not sure. Don't mark me on that. Maybe 150. I'm a little. I've seen several figures. I'm not clear on it. Maybe someone else will chime in the chat. Um, all right, and we'll move on. I'd like to move on. Let's see. Okay. I don't know. This is going crazy on me. All right, there we go. Hey, Lisa, welcome in. Welcome in, Lisa. I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all of law enforcement for their rapid response on the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed, and also the family of another person that was badly injured. It is incredible that such an act can take place in our country. Nothing is known at this time about the shooter, who is now dead. I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong and that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place, so I realized then what was happening. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at, Bobby Smith. Had he not turned his head ever so slightly to the right, more than likely would have been a kill shot. I think it was placed as a kill shot. However, he turned his head and you probably had a little windage. Okay. So you had a little bit windage that was probably veering to the left, and you had he turned the head. So the combination of the distance, the windage, and the head turning, it was a glancing uh, shot. Yes, I'm aware that Trump requested larger Secret Service contingent and was denied, and they do want him dead. This is why we are addressing the deep state uh, as part of what I'm doing here. Okay. All right. Secret Service says during former President Trump's campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania on the evening of July 13th at approximately 6:15 p.m., a suspected shooter fired multiple shots toward the stage from an elevated position outside of the rally venue. U.S. Secret Service personnel neutralized the shooter, who is now deceased. The U.S. Secret Service quickly responded with protective measures, and the former president is safe and being evaluated. One spectator was killed, two spectators were critically injured. The incident is currently under investigation, and the Secret Service has formally notified the FBI. Okay. And the FBI has also released a statement, which I will not read. I don't think I may or may not have included it in the slideshow, but Yeah, I have not. Okay, but the FBI has also released a statement. Um, yeah, I agree. Outside of the perimeter, but why? Because that rifle can easily reach within that perimeter. I mean, I think that I think there needs to be a better job done of establishing perimeter and also monitoring perimeter. Those rooftops should have been covered. But you're going to be more astonished. Okay, you will be more astonished by what you see next if you have not already. And I don't know who's seen what. Okay, so I don't know who's seen what, but let's take a look at some things. First, let's take a look at this one.
And listen to the rally, right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, But we noticed the guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely, at least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service.
We were telling the police. We were pointing at him for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Did you see, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh, yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
A gentleman who was along the fence line, I'm just meeting him right now. Sir, thank you so much. You're talking to KDKA. Can I have your name and what did you see and hear?
It was Ben Macer. I was at the same point that probably the witness you were talking to earlier. I was up at the fence line, saw the guy move from roof to roof, told an officer that he was on the roof. The officer come looking, I went back to heard that there was somebody that could see the person, so I went back to where they were standing, saw the person, went back and told the officer again that if he goes back to that particular spot, he can see the person, figuring that he would go in radio. And when I turned around to go back to where I was is when the gunshots started, and then it was just chaos and we all came running away, and that was that.
Let me get this right. So you actually saw the man on top of the roof behind us?
Yes.
And you're saying people reported that to law enforcement, saying there's a man on the roof of the building?
Yes, there were two officers that were actively you could tell they were searching and looking for somebody, and we just tried helping, telling where the guy was, and they, at some point, somebody obviously found him, or the snipers found him, and that was the end of his decisions.
Did you get a good look at the guy on the roof?
I did not have a good look at him, but I just seen him going from one building to another. There was a little gap in between, and he went. And when I went back to see the people that I heard that could see him, seen a quick look at him there, and then went to the officer to tell the officer, and that was all that I got.
How many gunshots did you hear?
I have no idea. It was, at first I didn't know what I heard, and then once it became clear what I heard, that it was just getting out of there, and I helped a lady that had a 4-year-old kid, helped them get out, and that was it. We were done, and everybody went home. And
You're obviously shaken up right now just talking to me.
a little bit. It's not every day that you're that close to anything like that.
How far do you think that shooter was from the stage of where the former president was speaking?
Probably 200, 250 yards.
Was it parallel to where the president was, where he was?
I could not see the president, so I'm not 100% sure, but it was definitely close to parallel.
What are your questions right now, just in light of this happening?
I don't have questions. I'm just, curious like anybody else, and just seeing what all is still going on. I live close to here, so I'm just taking.
A gentleman who was along the fence.
Comes right from the government services, comes right out of Border Patrol. Take a look at that. So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration ever in recorded history into our country.
Sorry, I didn't realize the mic was muted. Pay attention to his head. It's coming up shortly, so pay attention to his head motions here really closely. So you guys watch now.
And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Moving to spare. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go. Up. Hawkeye's here. You ready?
Okay, we are watching live at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, where former President Trump was speaking on the stage. There has been some kind of disturbance that clearly sets law enforcement and Secret Service into motion, immediately jumping around the former president in a protective mode. The crowd has been screaming. They are standing by. You can hear some voices there saying, "Are we ready to go? Are we ready to go?" We are looking at President Trump. This does not look good. I'm going to be honest with you, from what we can see right here, it looks like they are attempting to move him out, that he may have been injured. He is holding up his arm. He is pumping his fist, but clearly Secret Service wants to get him out of this situation.
Sorry. Okay, so what I was saying is, I'm going to play it once more, but I wanted to chime in and say this. I think there's suppression on this rifle. Okay, I don't know. I'm assuming it's 5.56 suppressed because the way these pops sound, okay, they don't sound like gunfire. They sound like suppressed gunfire, unless the microphone that he's using on this podium has some sort of noise cancellation technology for the wind and background noise or whatever. So I don't know what the particulars are with this audio setup, but if you listen to the sounds of the rounds, they don't sound like normal rifle fire in a microphone. They sound more suppressed or perhaps noise canceled due to some technology. But let's listen to it again one more time. There are only a few who could do that shot with that accuracy. Many snipers. This guy was really far away from him. It was a long attempt. Trump grabbed his ear before you heard the shots. Yeah, that's what I mean. It was an expert shot, and it was also a kill shot. You know, he was going for headshots, and I think it's headshots with 5.56. You hear several of them, and remember, this is a monster. Okay, just remember for a moment. This guy, the backdrop, if you go back and look at the map that I showed you, the backdrop are these innocent civilians back here. Okay, these innocent attendees are your backdrop for what he's firing. Okay, so he's firing rounds from a rifle, probably 223, 5.56, directly with this crowd as the backdrop. It's savage. And that's why you have someone killed from some stray rounds. But let's listen again. I'll shut up.
Take a look at what happened.
Moving his spear. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go. Up. Hawkeye's here.
I'm stopping it again to say, notice how loud you can hear the voices of the Secret Service giving their commands. So that mic is picking up fairly well. So I'm surprised that those shots are so quiet. I'm pretty sure they're all suppressed, because if you heard the volley that responded, okay, so I hear two volleys. You hear the initial volley, then you hear the return fire from the Secret Service, which also sounds suppressed. So.
We ready?
See what I mean? Sound of that?
Moving his spear. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go. Up. Hawkeye's here. We ready?
Okay, we are watching live at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, where former President Trump was speaking on the stage. There has been some kind of disturbance that clearly sets law enforcement and Secret Service into motion, immediately jumping around the former president in a protective mode. The crowd has been screaming. They are standing by. You can hear some voices there saying, "Are we ready to go? Are we ready to go?" We are looking at President Trump. This does not look good. I'm going to be honest with you. From what we can see right here, it looks like they are attempting to move him out, that he may have been injured. He is holding up his arm. He is pumping his fist, but clearly Secret Service wants to get him out of this situation.
You can see.
Okay, well, now we're going to look at our shooter here. All right, let's see.
The guy there. I think they hit him. Okay. You can see the guy there. I think they hit him.
Okay, so that's your shooter. So you had your casualties. You had one deceased victim, and you have 2 critically injured. They were all behind Trump on the podium there. Hey, shoot.
The guy is.
I see you, French. I see you. That's your eye vision is very good. Your vision is very good, sir. I agree. That could be a demolition ranch, but it's hard to see from this angle. But your vision seems to be very good, Frenchie. All right. All right. So, yeah, that's what we're dealing with. And so let's see what else we have here, if I got anything else for you. Well, there's this. Okay, another, in my opinion, another photo of the decade. Okay, another photo of the decade here. All right. All right, now, let's see what I can get to here as far as updates. I mean, I am not going to highly criticize the Secret Service, but I will say that it's a catastrophic failure. It's a catastrophic failure. If the failure is largely due to the fact that adequate Secret Service, as was requested, is not provided, then I think it's incumbent upon the government to reconsider that Secret Service detail for this lack of personnel. But on top of that, you have to ask the questions about the surveillance, no matter the amount of personnel. Why did you not have air support studying those rooftops? Which those rooftops are extremely strategic positions for this sort of thing. Why were the snipers who were positioned in a similar strategic position not surveying the rooftops? I know they were. Obviously, you're going to be similarly concerned with surveilling the crowd of many people. Yeah, exactly, Frenchie. Why not use drones? Okay, if you don't use helicopters, why not use drones? Surveil the rooftops, surveil the trees, surveil the water tower. I noticed there was a water tower. There's plenty of things that could have been done. Much more security could have been in place. I think to have that sniper on the rooftop positioned in that way, I mean, dude, you can make 1,000-yard shot with a 223 5.56. Okay, people all the time make 600-yard shots. Okay, an amateur can easily make a 200-yard shot. So For that type of rifle, this was an extremely close distance. That rooftop and all of those rooftops in that vicinity should have been very well covered. Let's look again. Let's see if I can show you again the physical layout. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so look at the center of your screen. Center of your screen. At the top, look at all of those strategic positions. And he was in the absolute best. Okay, if you look at the orange rectangle where Trump's position was, where the stage was there, and you look over, you follow that purple line or on over to those rooftops, look at how he's in the most ideal position to have the best shot at that orange square or rectangle. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer to me. Anyone on this white roof where Secret Service was should have been studying the rooftops that are over to the left side. There's some tiny buildings that are like regular-sized little buildings. They should have been studying those rooftops, should have been studying those trees, and should have been studying those industrial rooftops over where the shooter actually was. So I think it's a catastrophic failure of support. Okay. The assassin was shot by Secret Service. Bullet went in above left eye and out behind right ear. All right. AGR International Inc. is a company based in Butler, Pennsylvania that designs and manufactures quality control testing equipment for the glass, PET, plastic, and container manufacturing industries. Mr. Trump was shot in the ear, and luckily it was only a wound and not life-threatening. All right. Yes, there were people pointing out the shooter on the roof, but keep in mind, not to Secret Service, to law enforcement. To law enforcement, okay? Local law enforcement was supporting at that perimeter where the shooter was being pointed out. Let me play that for you again, for those of you who are latecomers. Okay, I'll just play that again, just quickly.
And listen to the rally, right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, you know, but we noticed the guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at them. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage?
Okay, so you get what he's saying, that there's two sides to that roof incline. The one that this guy was on, he could see the shooter climbing up, but the Secret Service was on the other side of this incline, so they could not see the shooter from their perspective. So they were looking at this guy and the other guys with him saying, what's going on? Why are you freaking out? Listen to it again.
We see.
Okay, listen to it again.
With a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here.
See? Listen again.
There's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn.
Okay, so get it? Secret Service was in a position to see these guys on the ground, but because that shooter was behind the apex of the roof, they couldn't see him because he's on the other side, which was where they were. Okay.
I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this, and next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely, at least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service.
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Did you see, I mean, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh, yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
All right, so that's your situation. That's your situation. No one should have been that close with a fucking rifle. I mean, let's be real. And if you look at the aerial again, look once more. I'm sorry to keep doing this, but look once more. There's not that many buildings. It's not like it's in the middle of a city where there's blocks and blocks and blocks of rooftops they have to worry about. Check it out. It's just 2 groups of buildings, okay? It's the barn and those buildings behind Trump, which is where the Secret Service was positioned, okay, the snipers. And it's this other group of buildings at the top center where no one was. Okay, except our shooter. So that's your situation. And I paid very close attention to the initial response by the media. And wouldn't you know it, that all of your media refused to say shooter, assassination, and targeting. Okay? For quite some time. Okay? Fox News was the first to start to admit that it was a shooting. Okay? Now, if you paid attention to all of your Twitterverse and your YouTube personalities and independent media personnel, people were immediately talking to those exiting and agreeing that it was a shooting. Okay, so it was almost immediate confirmation that it was a shooting. However, for an hour, you could not get the mainstream media to take the story. And there was even disinformation. Yeah, I saw exactly. I was just about to say this. There were two stories that I saw were disinformation. One was that Trump fell, okay, at a rally. I mean, it was written out on the screen. The other thing I saw written out on the screen, Trump was not shot. He was hit by glass from the teleprompter. Okay? So MSNBC would not even cover it at all whatsoever. Okay? So he fell and he was hit by glass from the teleprompter that a bullet struck. But we now know not only did a bullet strike him in the ear, a bullet struck an attendee of the rally and ended her life and injured others. So people were harmed. Okay. Oh, I missed that, ACV? Interesting comment. I actually missed this one. Have we talked about how the AP said he ducked because of loud noises? This was over an hour. Yeah. Not only that, here's what else I saw. I saw chaos erupts at Trump rally. Okay. Now, unfortunately, I haven't preloaded it for you to be able to show it to you now, but if you actually look at the footage of people immediately after and at them flowing out, there was anything but chaos. It was actually the most behaved crowd and calm crowd exiting an attempted assassination with a rifle that I've ever seen. Okay. I mean, you would expect in most mass gatherings of this sort, there would have been a stampede and there would have been additional people injured and or killed. Okay, but people were so well behaved at this rally that even after the rounds that were sent out from the shooter and the return volley from the snipers, after all of that gunfire, these people still calmly exited the venue without causing any stampede or any further injuries. Okay. Yes. I'm not going to put that on the screen, ACV, but please, that's amazing advice. Please capture all of the social media friends list and all of that, and any manifestos, YouTube videos, political statements, Twitter videos, Twitch, anything. Please capture everything on this guy. Social media network analysis is crucial before they delete it all and fucking hide it, which they're probably already in the process of doing. Okay. Yes. Whoever, yeah, go grab all that stuff immediately. Okay, I was thinking that too. I thought it'd be mayhem, stampede, but it wasn't. Right. It was an orderly exit after tragedy. Okay. Now, usually that is not the case. Mainstream media is still not saying it was an assassination attempt. Some are finally saying it's being investigated as a possible. Yes, even Biden would not say it. And that made me want to vomit and punch him in the face. he would not say it was an assassination attempt. But then there's the virtue signaling. Oh, we condemn this and hope he's okay. I'm going to talk to him real soon. Oh, you were just calling him a convicted felon and a piece of shit yesterday, dude. And you were saying he should be in the target zone or something like that. Let's be real. There's psychological warfare going on here. And this is the result of such psychological warfare, in my opinion. All right. So. All right. Yeah, surprised they didn't say it was fireworks. I think they did. The very first reporting was like, we think it may have been fireworks. All right, so I was floored and concerned today. I was floored and I was concerned. Okay, I was floored by what I witnessed today. I made some phone calls to my closest folks, and geez, I just lost my train of thought. I was upset, and well, and I was also somewhat concerned because until we heard a response from Mr. Trump, we didn't know the condition. Because with an injury like that, it was clear that there was a hole in the ear. Okay, I thought that round could have entered the skull. Okay, I thought, did that round actually go this way right into the skull? I was concerned for a moment till I heard, the outgoing communication. So yeah, and clearly, like I said, if you look here, I think it's just amazing that this was captured in HD so that we could see it. You can see that bullet flying right behind him after it grazes the ear. So he dodged a bullet. He literally dodged a bullet today. But this is what you get when you call someone Hitler, when you call him a dictator, when you call him the most evil person on earth. This is a result of that. Remember what he was doing at this very moment. He's looking at a very large screen because he was pointing out something displayed on the screen over to this side. So he's looking in this direction where there's a very large screen that he's looking at and he's pointing at, and he's saying, hey, look at this on this screen. And it's the only reason he was facing in that direction, turning his head, because he was turning his head pointing at the screen over there to his right and saying, look, that over there on that screen. And that's the reason his head was angled such that the bullet just went through his ear and kept on going, rather than him facing straight on and the bullet going on in. Pointing at the Jumbotron, yes. Doesn't condemn violence until 3 hours later, and then doesn't admit that it's an assassination attempt. We all know it was. Yes, turning his head saved him. I'm confident. But thank God he was looking at that screen at that moment. That's all I got to say. He looked at the screen to point something out, and the bullet flew right by him. All right. All right, so what's up, Chevy Killer? Welcome in. Prof and chat, hello. Okay. they wouldn't disclose the shooter's identity, or they won't, but military training, including the crawl. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, to make that shot, this is not a first-time shooter to make that shot, okay? Because keep in mind, if he had not turned his head, and possibly there'd be like a 4 mile per hour wind or something, that shot would have gone into his skull, okay? To make a headshot 200 yards, not the easiest thing in the world, okay? This guy's been to the range a lot. All right, so that's, well, let's see what we got here. Yes, that's what I'm saying. He recently said to put Trump in the target, or there should be a target on that guy. Yeah, Trump should be in the target zone. Oh, is that what they're saying now? Mark Violets? That sounds like a fake name. It honestly sounds like a fake name. Sounds like a Masonic creation. What is a mark? Violet is like violence, but it's also a color. It's the Obama color. Remember during the Obama reign, they all wore the purple ties and all the purple stuff. The purple is a New World Order coloration. Remember all the purple in the reign of Obama? Ask any deer hunter about 200-yard shots. Welcome in, Foxy Lady. All right. Well, I've seen some photographs on Twitter extracted from the video and photography, and it looks like there's a puncture in his suit jacket. And if that's the case, hopefully he was wearing a vest, and the vest was impacted by the round. But like I said, I'm on the show now, so I'm not watching Twitter like I was. So I'm not up to the moment anymore. Let's check it out and see if I can get anything from my best sources. Well, I got this for you. I mean, this is not for children. It's not for children, okay? I'll warn you again before I show it. And I'm not going to upload it. I'll show it here. Not for children. All right. Oh, there's a new video. I see new video. So the video will be rolling in. Okay, the video will be rolling in. I see there's more video coming from the crowd. I mean, but look, just be prepared. Okay, be prepared. There's going to be extreme criticism of the Secret Service. Okay. Secret Service is about to get extreme criticism. And so will the mainstream media for the far left propagandizing the past 6 years or 7 years, 8 years. There will be a pushback. Okay. There will be pushback. And as a matter of fact, the alleged shooter, right? Yeah, O'Keefe gets everything. He does. He's well trusted. He is well trusted, which is why I have tried to be. Okay. I have tried to be well trusted. The videos are already being taken down. All right, so here's my prediction. This is going to be your result here. All right. This is going to be the criticism. It's called a red wave. It's already in progress. And this right here, you know, I mean, trying to jail Trump, that was one thing. But I think this today will cause this. Okay. So it's horrible. But we see the symptoms of it everywhere, right? You've been seeing the symptoms of it here on YouTube for a year with my people, right? With the people who have tried to destroy lives here on these YouTubes. It's a sickness of our age. You have people who were neglected as children. You have people who were abused as children. You have people who were bullied their entire childhoods. Okay? Those people become your monsters. They come onto YouTube and become trolls. Okay? Because that's how they get their power. They project the evil that has been projected to them. Hurt people hurt people. Okay? Secret Service, FBI. Yeah, they're going to have to get all the forensics on all the digital devices this guy has ever had access to, all the social media, the whole paper trail, all his associates, who's he's in contact with. Figure out what has he been saying, what has he been doing, okay? Get ready for the mass deflection screen. Secret Service will get blamed, but the Secret Service didn't crawl up on a roof and try to snipe the candidate. But get ready for the hand washing and pearl clutching. Yes, and it's never going to be the mainstream media, the far left political operatives, and George Soros, and it's never going to be Antifa. Jesus hopes some nutters are not thinking 1776 all over again. First shots fired because cases on my records with Joint Terrorism Task Force files, their type of mind set, the first shots have been fired. All right. It said they are taking down videos and have already scrubbed the shooter's social media. Well, you guys who are awesome at that, go get it now. Get out of here and go collect that stuff. Do us all a favor. Being a veteran, pictures of dead don't bother me. I've seen enough of the real thing. God bless, Frenchie. All right. Violence in any form is not the answer. The pic of Mark Violets is not the same pic of the dead guy on the roof. Well, one thing is the internet runs strong these days. People will get down to the bottom of things. There will be fake stuff. There will be deep fakes. There will be all sorts of chicanery. But here's a fact. There was an attempted assassination on Trump today, and anyone denying it should probably be excommunicated because they are gaslighting you, denying reality, and trying to control you. There was an assassination attempt on our president today, and can't be denied. Mistakes were made. But yeah, I got nothing else, guys. Yeah, from the face shot I see, his head's not blown off. He's shot in the head, but it's not blown off, quote unquote. I mean, keep in mind, a 5.56 is not going to blow your head off. It's going to go into your brain and tumble. It's not a 30-06 or something like that. Schools and colleges are creating radicals. Yes, and so is the television and mainstream media. Radicals control education. Yes, they do. They control the minds. Please homeschool. Why do you think they thought enough to go after Ron? What do they have hidden FBI-wise? See surveillance agent over me and his partner. I was paid. I think I see a vest bullet. I just don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm not watching the news at the moment. But wait for all the gymnastics on the political shows tomorrow morning. How many ways can they avoid telling the truth? I know how, but you have to email me, sir. Mr. ACV, send me an email. All right. It's crazy that that photo is real. You know, this one here, it's crazy that it's a real photo. Or should I say, screenshot from a video. Crazy that you can see the bullet. So that's your bullet. All right. No, sir, Mr. ACV. No, sir. We are still live, but we're ending. We're ending. This was just a quick update with the breaking news regarding the attempted assassination of Mr. Trump. It's not over. You have to ask yourself what is happening. Okay? And why? Remember, it's election season. Last time we got COVID. Right. What do you think we'll get this time? Cursory review of 4chan states that the shooter was arrested in Pittsburgh back in 2017 for disrupting a rally. It will be all of us law-abiding citizens. Yeah, they're going to use this to try to control rifles. Citizens cannot have rifles anymore because one almost shot Trump. That's what they're going to say. They'll use it as a gun control grab. All right. Hey, have a great weekend, Chevy Killer. Oh yeah, they did do you, Bobby Smith. That's right. They've done me. They've done you. They've done most of you. All right, let me see what else I got before we leave. I'll do another final check. See if I find some. What we got here. I mean, I don't believe it's his name yet. Okay, I don't believe we're looking at his name yet. I don't believe in the name yet because the name sounds fake anyway, but let's see. Oh, you want to see the photo again? Okay, just a moment. Just a moment. I have to spy on Mr. O'Keefe's channel. Identified by the FBI as a 20-year-old male from the local Butler County area. I don't believe it. I don't know. Everyone will get down to it. Take everything with a grain of salt. All right. 4chan says Trump shooter identified as 31-year-old transgender activist, Butler, Pennsylvania native Samantha Hyde. Take it for what it's worth. All right, so you guys take it easy. You know it's my night off, but I just wanted to come on anyway. So you guys do your work, do some hard work, and we will reconvene and talk about this again. And also in the comments below, maybe we can keep up on the comments. I'm going to get busy now when I get off and start digging into things. Try to enjoy the rest of my Saturday. But extremely distressing day, highly disappointing. It's a long time coming. It's to be expected. You know, I already played that, Mike. I already played that. The Witness? You mean The Witness? I already played that. Yeah, I already played it. You weren't here yet. I played it earlier. I'll play it again now, though. How about it? One more time.
Line. I'm just meeting him right now, sir. Thank you so much. You're talking to KDKA. Can I have your name and what did you see and hear?
It was Ben Macer. I was at the same point that probably the witness you were talking to earlier. I was up at the fence line, saw the guy move from roof to roof, told an officer that he was on the roof. The officer come looking. I went back to where heard that there was somebody that could see the person, so I went back to where they were standing, saw the person, went back and told the officer again that if he goes back to that particular spot, he can see the person, figuring that he would go in radio. And when I turned around to go back to where I was is when the gunshots started, and then it was just chaos, and we all came running away, and that was that.
Let me get this right. So you actually saw the man on top of the roof behind us?
Yes.
And you're saying people reported that to law enforcement, saying there is a man on the roof of the building?
Yes, there were two officers that were actively searching. You could tell they were searching and looking for somebody, and we just tried to help and tell them where the guy was. And they, at some point, somebody obviously found him, or the snipers found him, and that was the end of his decisions.
Did you get a good look at the guy on the roof?
I did not have a good look at him, but I just seen him going from one building to another. There was a little gap in between, and he went. And when I went back to see the people that I heard that could see him, seen a quick look at him there, and then went to the officer to tell the officer, and that was all that I got.
How many gunshots did you hear?
I have no idea. It was, at first I didn't know what I heard, and then once it became clear what I heard, that it was just getting out of there, and I helped a lady that had a 4-year-old kid, helped them get out, and that was it. We were done, and everybody went home. And
You're obviously shaken up right now just talking to me.
a little bit. It's not every day that you're that close to anything like that.
How far do you think that shooter was from the stage of where the former president was speaking?
Probably 200, 250 yards.
Was it parallel to where the president was, where he was?
I could not see the president, so I'm not 100% sure, but it was definitely close to parallel.
What are your questions right now, just in light of this happening?
Yeah, I played it earlier, Chevy. I played it earlier. Yep. It was a chaotic day. The one in DC condemns violence and attempted assassination, calls shooter sick, but avoids mentioning the person who was shot and the fact that he was actually shot, not allegedly. Actually, yes, it was a real bullet. It did hit him. And unfortunately, there were other bullets that hit other people who were innocent attendees. All right. But prayers to all the victims. I thought it was honestly, let's look at this again, because I thought this was incredibly respectful and just tells you what you're dealing with. Okay. Look here. First sentence. I want to thank all the law enforcement, etc. Okay. Second sentence. Most importantly, I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed, and also to the family of another person that was badly injured. That's class. That's class. He took a bullet in the air, and his first thing is to thank the law enforcement and to extend condolences to the person killed and the other victims. That's class. I'm sorry. You don't like the guy. It's your problem. That's class. All right. So God bless you all. What a rough day. What a sad day for America. But maybe for the future, people will look back and see this as a solemn day, a day of justice, and a day of course correction, like we do look upon the fateful day in Dallas. So just a moment. Trying to take care of something here. But please say goodbye, everyone. Please say good evening to your friends in the chat. I'll be updating on the channel, and please, like I said, add your updates to the comment section, and do some good work, because you sleuthers, there's a lot more going on in the world than the Delphi murders. So please take a little of your time to work on this. Okay. Good night to you all, and God bless. I love you all. Please leave a comment in the chat and say good night. If you have not already, join the chat, hit the like, send some support to the channel in any way you see fit, and hug your kids, hug your wife, love your family, and live each day for today, and dream of a better tomorrow. Okay. God bless everyone.